I cheated on my husband thinking it was just a secret affair. Now I'm living with HIV, my marriage is destroyed, and I'm writing this from a hospital bed wondering how one decision ruined every part of my life. Betrayal diaries here. I'm 38F. My husband is 41M. We were married for 13 years. I met him in 2008 on a delayed flight from Chicago to Seattle. We got stuck in the same airport lounge during a thunderstorm. He offered me the last charging cable at the table, then spent 4 hours talking to me like I was the only person in the room. By the end of that night, he smiled and said, "You're going to be my wife someday." I laughed at him. 3 years later, I married him. And for a long time, he was everything people dream about. Loyal, patient, calm. The kind of man who remembered small things. He'd warm up my side of the bed before I got in during winter. He left little notes in my purse before work trips. When my mother got sick, he took leave from work and slept in hospital chairs beside me for days. I genuinely believe he loved me more than anyone ever will again, but his job slowly swallowed our life. He worked in commercial shipping logistics, and eventually he started traveling constantly. Sometimes he'd be gone for 3 weeks. Once he was away for almost 2 months dealing with some disaster overseas. I told myself I understood because he was building our future, but the truth is I started resenting him. The house felt empty. Dinner alone became normal. I stopped dressing up, stopped feeling attractive, stopped feeling noticed. Then I met someone at the gym. He was younger than me, confident, charming in that dangerous way where they look at you too long when they talk. He noticed every little thing about me. My hair, my perfume, the tattoo on my shoulder my husband had stopped mentioning years ago. I should have walked away immediately. Instead, I let myself enjoy the attention. The affair started 6 months later. At first, I convinced myself it was emotional. Just texting, coffee dates, compliments. Then it became hotel rooms and lies and burner excuses. I became disgusting. I'd silence my phone when my husband called. I'd leave the room smiling at messages from another man while my husband cooked dinner for me after flying home exhausted. The worst part? I used my husband's credit card for the hotels. I knew statements went to an old email account he barely checked anymore. Every time I booked a room, I deleted the receipts before he could see them. I thought I was clever. One Friday night after meeting my lover downtown, I logged into the email account to erase another invoice and saw it had already been opened. I froze. I remember staring at the screen while my heart hammered so hard I thought I'd faint. But when my husband came home 2 days later, he acted normal. Too normal. That should have terrified me. Instead, I relaxed. But after that, things changed. He stopped kissing me the same way. He became distant physically. During sex, he suddenly insisted on protection, even though we never used it before. He started locking his phone, taking calls outside, leaving the house at odd hours. Part of me thought maybe he was cheating too. I almost felt relieved at the idea because then I wouldn't be the villain alone. Meanwhile, I kept seeing my affair partner. Then I got sick. At first it felt like the flu, fever, exhaustion, swollen glands. I kept waking up drenched in sweat. I lost weight fast. Food tasted wrong. After weeks of tests, a doctor sat me down and told me I was HIV positive. I honestly think part of my soul left my body in that moment. I remember hearing the words but not understanding them. I kept saying, "That can't be right." I went numb. Then panic hit me like a truck. I immediately thought about my husband. I confessed the affair that same night because I thought he deserved to know before he got tested. He just sat there quietly. No yelling, no crying, nothing. Then he asked me one question. How long? I told him everything. The hotels, the lies, the money, all of it. And he looked at me with this expression I still can't describe. It wasn't rage, it was something colder, like grief that had already finished dying. Then he said something strange. I know. That was it. Just 2 words. After that, he became strangely supportive. He drove me to appointments, helped me start treatment, sat beside me during nights when I was shaking from fear. I thought maybe he still loved me despite everything. I thought maybe I'd been given a second chance. But my health kept getting worse. The medications weren't helping the way doctors expected. Complications piled up one after another. Pneumonia, infections, weight loss. 3 nights ago, I ended up hospitalized again. Tonight, my husband came to see me. He sat beside the bed for almost 10 minutes without speaking. Then he told me the truth. Apparently, after he saw one of the hotel invoices years ago, he hired a private investigator. He found out everything within a week, and instead of divorcing me, he decided to destroy me. According to him, he tracked down my affair partner through social media and learned he slept around constantly. Then, through someone he knew privately, he arranged for him to meet a woman at a bar, a woman who was HIV positive. My husband claimed she knowingly targeted him for money. At first, I didn't believe him. I thought he was trying to torture me emotionally. Then he started giving details nobody else could know. Dates, places, messages. He said he watched me cry over the diagnosis, knowing exactly how it happened. He said every appointment, every time he held my hand, every moment he comforted me, he was waiting for this exact ending. I asked him why he didn't just leave me, and I swear I'll never forget his answer. Because leaving would have let you heal. There was no emotion in his voice at all. That scared me more than if he'd screamed. Before he left, he stood beside the door and looked at me one last time. Then he said, "You killed our marriage long before I killed you," and walked out. I haven't stopped shaking since. Part of me thinks I deserve every horrible thing that happened after cheating. Another part of me knows what he did was monstrous. I betrayed him. But he turned into someone I don't even recognize. The doctors don't know I'm writing this. They think I'm sleeping. I don't even know why I'm posting here anymore. Maybe because I needed someone, anyone, to know how badly two people can destroy each other when love turns rotten. If anyone reads this, tell me honestly, did I create this monster, or was he always capable of becoming one?